Tomb. Turn 1, Ancient Tomb, Chrome Mox. Let's see if there's a force. Let's force will check our opponent and make a Trinisphere. It's good magic. Does he have a force will? He doesn't. Boom. Not play. You don't get to play cards.
Land. Go.
He's going to do that for at least 2 more turns. 4th land. Come on, Planeswalker. Planeswalker. Goblin Rabblemaster. That works.
That probably kills faster than Torch of Defiance.
Yeah, it's a card. Here we go. Here's a swing for 1. Doesn't matter. He did the thing. Ancient Tomb's great.
Cedric Phillips to the feature match area. These being fetch
I don't think
lands
we
from
need
Robert Long is actually a pretty big liability.
I think we need to call him again. Didn't work.
Cedric
a couple
Phillips
more.
to the feature match area. Cedric Phillips to the feature match area.
Oh man, just gotta keep going. Here's a swing for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll hop her down to 11. And that's gonna do it. Love it. Ancient Tomb's great.
Well, it definitely won that game. I cannot deny that.
Lands should tap for a lot of mana. I think that's a really good mechanic.
Have you been thinking of any, like, of your own ways to twist things into modern horizons? Like how they did Cabal Therapist, that's a new take on an old card. Have you been thinking of any of your own for that?
Oh, just like ways to put broken cards into modern?
Sort of, like takes on old cards in a new modern, right? Like give it a twist to make it way powered down, but still kind of like the busted card.
I kind of like it when they're busted. That's the point.
All right,
I want them to be busted.
Let me hit you with this one. Town of Traders.
All right.
It's a soul land. It has the ability, if a land would enter the battlefield under your control, exile it instead.
Exile the land I played, so it's like the last land I get to play forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can work with that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's busted. I think it's more busted. It's like your 2nd or 3rd land. But
now I'll still chalice on 1 turn 1. Let's do it. Let's do it.
You're just like, all right, chalice on 1. Let's do this.
I'll figure it out.
Hanger back on 1. Let's do this.
I can still play Chrome Moxes, right? Or Mox Opals. I can still play Opals after doing this for extra mana. I'll figure it out.
New drawback.
Cannot.
If you cast a spell with converted mana cost 0, counter it.
Huh. It's harder to break.
Oh, but you just cast those before the land.
Yeah. First I make the Opals, then I make the
Welding Jar, Mox Opal, Welding Jar.
Chalice on 1.
Town of Traders, Chalice on 1. Good luck.
Yeah, that deck's still pretty good. Yeah, I think you have to make it worse. It needs to like 5 me every time I tap it. I might still play it, but now I'm thinking about it.
What if it's a soul land that just says, at end of turn, sacrifice this land?
So that's just a ritual, right?
Yeah, you're right. That's too good.
Game number 2. Jordan, what are we doing? We're just playing a mountain? That means turn 2 is going to be a nice one. There we go. 2 mana, Simeon Spirit Guide. What are we doing? It's Scab Clan
Berserker.
All right, that's out of the sideboard.
That card's nice. It's just proactive, and it punishes people who spin their wheels a bunch. You know, like the 11 cantrip miracle stack.
2/2 haste for 3, renown 1. When an opponent casts a non-creature spell, if it's renowned, they will take 2.
One-sided Eidolon of the Great Revel with haste.
Yeah, I feel like Robert's going to answer that if he can.
It's a good feeling. That's a good feeling you have.
It's true of like most of the cards out of Mono Red Prison. You need to answer most of them.
Yeah, and this is just trying to overload Long's Swords to Plowshares because it's already one of the better cards in the matchup at checking all of the Legion Warboss, Goblin Rabblemaster types of things, Hazard the Fervent, all of those. And you know you don't have a way to answer them without your Chalice on 1, so this is kind of your, well, I'll just play more of these than you have answers.
And Robert swords away the Berserker and then casts Monastery Mentor.
Do you have Chandra right now?
Chandra Torch Defiance would be good. It is what Jordan has. Does Robert have the answer? He does. It's Force of Will. And he'll get a Monk token for his trouble.
And this is kind of what you'll see happen a lot of the time whenever the Mono Red Prison deck isn't able to play one of its prison cards in the 1st or 2nd turn. Instead, Miracles just kind of gets to do its thing, and it's a little bit more consistent than the prison deck.
Yeah, Goodwin checked him twice. First on the Berserker, then on the Chandra. Robert passes both checks and now looks to be in a good spot with a Monk and a token. It's going to be a Ponder. That makes another one. Pumps his 2 tokens. Swings in for 5. Jordan down to 15. It might be a little bit lower. That Ancient Tomb was tapped earlier. Don't think that's going to be the difference, though, as to winning or losing this one.
It's very frequently someone's very dead or they're not dead.
Fiery Confluence. Okay, that plays
best
here.
Sweeper Impression. That's 4 mana. Choose 3. You can choose the same one twice. Deal 1 to each creature, or deal 2 to target opponent, or destroy target artifact.
So he may just overload this to make sure the creatures are dead, and that looks like it's going to be the play. However, Robert, end step Brainstorm, Snapcaster Mage will reload.
Right, and that's a situation where you just feel so bad if you say, all right, I'll deal 2 to everything and 2 to you, and your opponent just brainstorms and saves the Mentor.
An attack puts Jordan down to 11. Chalice of the Void on 1 from Jordan. Not bad. Here's 3 more mana. Here's Legion War Boss, Jordan to 9.
Well, that checks all the all the Swords to Plowshares, rather.
Yeah, it's actually going to be hard for Robert to remove this, and Ham, I think we need to call someone. We're missing someone.
Cedric Phillips to the feature match area, if you please.
Thank you. And he attacks in for 1.
Listen, this is his weekend off.
Doesn't look like it. He's needed here.
He's been doing some work, that's for sure. Do you think he's going to get overtime for this?
I don't know. Council's Judgment takes care of the Chalice, and then there's Swords to Plowshares.
Well.
Well. Some confirm on life totals here. Looks like Jordan now is at 9. There we go. He missed a 2 from the Ancient Tomb earlier, but the Swords to Plowshares makes it back up. Trinisphere from Jordan, but it is a little late for the card. Robert has developed some lands.
Yeah, 3 balls is not going to be great when your opponent has 5 lands and only 2 cards in their hand.
A 2/2, Simian Spirit Guide from Jordan. He had to pay 3 mana for it because of the Trinisphere.
It's a Goblin hero if I ever saw one.
It is Disenchant from Robert on the Trinisphere. Then he casts Terminus. He miracles it. Chandra Torch of Defiance from Jordan. He might win this one.
That's a good last card to have.
Yeah, top card City of Traders. Robert takes 2, goes to 13.
Upstairs.
Robert's in need of something of his own. Snapcaster Mage, Council's Judgment. That'll do. Cleans the board, and Robert has a 2-1 again.
Goodwin actually has a ton of powerful cards in these top deck wars.
Another Chandra. What does he want to do with it? It is the top card. 2 more damage. Robert to 11.
This Chandra will draw a lot of cards before Snapcaster can fight it down.
Yeah, and Robert's going to, I assume you have to attack the Chandra here,
right? You basically have to. You need to find some sort of answer to it, and the best way to do that is with one of his cantrips, but it's not going to let him cast anything this turn.
The other way you can answer it is with a Planeswalker of his own, and so it's going to be Jace versus Chandra here as Robert makes the Jace.
I love that dual deck.
It is great.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I liked it. Actually, the matchup changed a lot because it was released when damage stacked, and then the rules change happened, and then suddenly Jace's Wall of Deceits got way worse. His whole deck got worse. And then the matchup got really close. Brainstorm here from Jace does find a Celestial Purge. Blood Moon from Jordan, but the Jace is already in play. It's going to be hard for him to recover here as Robert's developed 6 mana, a creature, and a Planeswalker. We might be headed to a game 3.
Right, we're just at the point where Long is seeing so many cards. Goodwin's life total is actually pretty low with the Snapcaster Mage on the battlefield as well.
Yeah, Mono-Red Prism was never built to go this late. He will try Goblin Rabblemaster.
It's a powerful card.
But another Swords to Plowshares on Robert's side. He's just at the ready now. This Jace the Mind Sculptor has found him so many cards.
Oh, it looks like there's a Force of Will in Long's hand now. Long's likely, the door is not literally closed, but it is. It's cracked.
Jace continues to draw cards. Jordan down from 5 to 3. Passes again. Another land for Jordan. And the second Snapcaster will do it. We are headed to a 3rd game. Robert Long and Jordan Goodwin.
And basically what we saw there was just Goodwin didn't have that turn 1 3-ball in Trinisphere or a turn 1 Chalice or a Blood Moon and so forth. And as a result, Robert just got to play all of his cards.
On the draw, Jordan started on Mount and Go. That's The deck's not going to win very many times when it does that.
Exactly. There are even situations where Miracles is just going to have the card counter spell available.
And it plays, yeah.
Right, and that's the reason you play all this fast mana in Prison is in order to try to get your lock pieces online before the Miracles deck or whatever your opponent is playing have a chance to react to what they're doing, get out on the battlefield, and so forth. So if you give your opponent that window, your win rate is going to drop dramatically.
So, third game going to be set up. This is, I believe, our fourth Ancient Tomb deck we've covered this weekend. I believe they have lost in 3 the first 3 times. We haven't seen one win yet. It's going to be now, though. I believe in it.
I am an unbiased arbitrator of the tournament.
I want to see big plays. If the converted mana cost of the card is greater than the turn number, I'm in.
Why wouldn't you?
That's my metric for fun.
Now, are you counting the spell in the stack or just in general?
You don't get to count Force of Will. Like, well, that's okay. We can count Force of Will, but...
You're picking favorites.
Yeah, absolutely.
Speaking of
Look,
favorites,
turn 1, 3-mana card. Boom, that passes the test. Here's Legion War Boss.
Okay, so this could do it. So this is not one of the Prison cards, but it is a way for Goodwin to just kill Long.
And I respect the answer. 5 CMC card on turn 0 for the Force of Will. Okay, both players are playing some nice Legacy Magic. Another 3-mana card. It's turn 2, so I'm still into a second Legion War Boss from Jordan.
Right, and Long has the basic island, so he knows that the Swords to Plowshare shields are down.
Here's the swing in. Ponder from Robert, going to try to find an answer.
There's a Swords to Plow shields.
Does he have the white mana source for the swords?
That was such a polite laugh for such a bad joke. I appreciate you, Matthias.
He's got an island in his hand?
Tundra.
Tundra. Okay, he can cast it. There is Tundra. Says go. He's waiting on the swords? Is there a reason you think?
There may be a Terminus on top of his library, or he may have something like a Spell Pierce that he wants to check Chandra, Torch of Defiance with.
That's got to be it. A swing in and a Mentor from the Legion War Boss. It's 5 damage, Robert, to 13. Chalice of the Void on 1. Well, that may change things. I mean, if you want to cast this Swords to Plowshares.
Right. This is something that you do have to answer right now, or a bunch of cards in your hand are just going to get turned off.
And he has to, the ruse is up. He does Swords away the War Boss. And Jordan should notice that was a strange sequence of events, you know.
Right, and this is a spot where, you know, Goodwin had the read on that Spell Pierce.
Yeah. Yeah, he played the 4th mana source and then cast Chalice.
Paying a lot of respect to what Long could have there. When Long didn't Swords to Plowshares, what 1-mana card is he going to keep on top?
Goblin Rabblemaster from Jordan, a swing in. But it is Disenchant on the Chalice. Robert down to 9. He needs to find Terminus. He will start with Preordain. There's Terminus. Okay. So he has to, the only way he can miracle it is he has to top both of them to put the Terminus 1 card deep.
And then have a Brainstorm? Or a way to just deal with
if he wants to do it right now.
Right.
He could just, right, it's lethal. He has to deal with the Rabblemaster, you're right.
Exactly.
Okay, Celestial Purge will do it, so we can take 4 here and then clean up.
Okay, that's fine.
But, you know, something like Chandra would be a problem, and there it is. It's Jordan's last card. From 5 down to 3 we go. Robert needs lots of answers. Well, here's the first. It's Terminus.
This is how it starts.
But he's got 1 more turn. Right, Chandra up to 6. Here's the top card. It is a land. Robert to 1. Says go. Can Robert stay alive?
Oh.
4th land, no.
Polluted Delta.
And the top card, Jordan